Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the CNC with Dave Gatton show. The government is shut down, but the CNC with Dave Gatton show just keeps rolling on. So, welcome, everybody. We should have a fun show tonight. We had the 2018 Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge just end. This past Christmas Eve. So we've got all the videos in a playlist. I think we had like 12 or 13 different people enter 18 videos. So got some good stuff to show you tonight. I do want to, you'll notice I'm flying solo tonight. I don't have anybody with me. Javi, who is usually here helping me watch the chat, he is with his family in, I guess, middle Florida somewhere, wherever his property is, spending time with his family. So that's why he's not here. And then my other buddy, Michael Murray, we need to keep him and his daughter in our thoughts and prayers because he messaged me a little while ago, and his daughter is in the hospital. And she's got some stuff going on there, waiting on some tests. I'm not going to get into some details because I don't know if he wanted me to share any of that or not. But anyway, we need to keep Michael Murray's daughter in our thoughts and prayers. And hope everything goes well there. So this is my 44th show of this year. If YouTube is keeping the count right, and they probably are. We started doing the CNC with Dave Gatton show back on January 13th of this year. So this is our 44th one. And actually, it is the 105th show overall because I did 61 of the old CNC with Dave shows back before. So been doing this a while. This is our third CNC challenge, so I hope everybody enjoyed getting out in their shop and making stuff. And if you didn't get out and make something, I hope you at least enjoyed watching the other videos and stuff like that. Maybe get inspired to try to do something next year. I want to thank the sponsors right off the bat here, because without this, well, I was going to say this wouldn't happen. It probably would happen, but it's a lot easier on me if I don't have to foot the bill for everything. So I do want to thank the sponsors. Klingspor Woodworking has donated a $25 gift certificate. So thank you to all the folks out at Klingspor. Rockler Woodworking and Hardware is donating a set of their hold down clamps. So thank you, Rockler, for that. Roy Baker sent me this pendant, and I've showed this before. This is exactly like the one I have out in my garage. This is a very, very nice pendant. And I guess he preferred using the other one. He said he had one of the other one. He preferred using it better. And he wasn't using that one, so he said he wanted to donate it as a prize. So thank you very much, Roy, for that. My good buddy, Carl Whitaker, my old high school buddy, Carl, he sent me a $50 donation, and I'm going to purchase one of these. I was just talking about these. This is the Mach 3 pendant. I'm going to get one of these as a prize. It hadn't come in yet, but I got one on order here. And also a touch plate. I don't have a picture of that to show, and it hadn't come in yet, but it's a little round, little round touch plate where you can use it to set your Z0, and has the wires with the alligator clip and all that on it. So thank you, Carl, because your donation helped to purchase those two items. I also have a Raspberry Pi 3 Essential Starter Kit. And so this is going to be one of the prizes. And what I'm going to do is include with this, I also have the Gatton CNC hat, and I also have the 4 drivers. So that'll make a nice prize for somebody who's wanting to do the Raspberry Pi with their CNC. So that's going to be one of them. And then what I'm going to do is, I tell you, this trying to pick the best ones out of this stuff is got to be one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. I actually thought I was going to have to get a dice out and just roll the die and see what happens. But I'm going to go with what I've got here. But what I've done is I've narrowed it down to, out of the, I think, 18 videos, I narrowed it down to like the top 6 that I just really kind of got stuck on trying to figure out which one I like the best out of those. So what I'm going to do is the top 6 will get to pick from anything on the list. And then whatever's left would just, I'll send an email to whoever is number 1, and they can pick their prize. And then I'll send an email to number 2, take that one off the list, and so on and so forth until we get down. And then everybody else, I said before, I wanted to make sure that everybody that entered, because I know getting out there and doing a video is a pain in the butt. You can tell I don't do them hardly anymore other than this show. So getting out there and taking the time to make a video and all that, I really appreciate it. So anybody that, I wanted everybody to get a little something. So what I'm going to do is, for everybody else, once all the other prizes are gone, I'm going to send an email to every person, and I'm going to have a list of about 6 or 8 different router bits. Might be an up spiral, a down spiral, a quarter, 8, 90-degree V-bit, 60-degree V-bit, whatever, just some common bits. And I'll let everybody pick what router bit that they'd like as their price. So everybody that entered will end up with something. I think that makes for a better challenge to have it where everybody gets a little something. So I'm checking my notes here. I've got all kinds of notes, different pages and everything. Have we got any questions? Any questions over there? Because I'm trying to watch the chat here too. I don't see anything. We've got, let me just do some shout outs. We got Paul Camp from PNG Custom Woodworks. We've got Steve from Harnell Media, Mark Lindsay CNC, Andrew Haig, Jerry Cooper, Steve Carmichael's in the house. How you doing, Steve? Mr. Awesome Wood Things himself, Matt Haas, Dave Matthews is out there, Tony Greason, Carlo Averis. No CNC are left behind. That's right. That's right. Ryan Ballard. How you doing, Ryan? Ryan Ballard, I want to give him a shout out too, because he has recently started a Raspberry Pi Facebook group. So if you're into the Facebook or into the Raspberry Pi stuff, Ryan can help you get all that set, and that works perfectly because somebody's going to win this tonight or get this. So Ryan can help you all set that up. Let's see. David Battershell in the house. Landis Stutes. How you guys doing? David Vosleff. Hope I said your name right. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. I've joined that Facebook group, and of course I'm not a Raspberry Pi type person yet. I still may get mine going one day on something, but yeah, I wanted to mention that. And speaking of Facebook groups, I got to tell you, folks, we have. I never really pay that much attention to numbers, but I looked and I wrote it down somewhere. Here it is. I looked today and I thought, well, I'm going to kind of check and see what the numbers are in the different groups and forums that we have. And in the Dave Gatton Community Forum, which is kind of it's on my GarageWorks CNC website. In most, I would venture most of the people that are members of that. Okay, Becca, I will. Most of the members in that forum are probably, I haven't done a survey to know for sure, but most of them are probably Gatton CNC owners or GarageWorks CNC owners. Although it is, kind of I won't say it's a general thing, but anybody's welcome if they want to join that forum. But I looked today and we had 403 members in that forum. On the GarageWorks CNC Facebook, and this number really surprised me because like I said, I don't pay attention to these numbers. We have 660 members of the GarageWorks Facebook group, and then the Gatton CNC Facebook group has 805 members. So that's a lot of CNC folks right there, and I appreciate every one of you. So thanks for all the support you've given me over the years and stuff. I appreciate it. And I do want to mention, let me get a swig of water here. I do want to mention Becca Miller. As you know, she's kind of, taking the bull by the horns, and she's the one that does the updating what I think she called it Gatton World of CNC or something like that. That map where it shows whether you've got one of the old Sidewinders, whether you've got a GarageWorks, whether you've got a Gatton CNC, whichever one, or just a home built one, I think. But anyway, she sent me an email the other day saying that they had contacted her and said that it was going to start being charged, because the whole thing has been free up to this point, I think. But they were saying that, I guess we're just way too popular with that thing. And what's funny is, I bet you there's probably not even half the people on there that could be, because it's only the people that, send back their information to say they want to get on there that she'll put on there. So I don't know what we're going to do there. Becca's working on something, see if she can find something else. If worst case, I'll spend the weekend sometime and go through and put a list together. I started doing that on the website. I think it's still on the website, but I haven't updated that in a long time. So I'm way behind. So there's not even a third of the people. And when I do mine, because I haven't contacted these people or they haven't contacted me and say, yeah, I want to be on the list. I don't, the way people are funny about their privacy and stuff, I'll just put like Bob S or something and say he lives in Podunk, Indiana or whatever. But we'll try to figure out something, because I know a lot of folks like to look and see if there's somebody that has either a GarageWorks or a Gatton CNC near them and they like to go see it. I don't blame them. I always say anybody that's in my neck of the woods, if they want to stop by and, test drive one of mine, kick the tires, whatever they want to do, I'm happy to have them come by. And don't believe the rumors that I'll put you to work, because I really won't. But you should wear old clothes just in case. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, Becca says they were going to charge like $99 a month. Like I said, we're just too popular for that thing, I guess. They didn't plan on, they didn't plan, and I didn't either. I never thought that it would ever get this big, but anyhow. So we, let's see here if I've rambling on here to make sure, like I said, I wrote down notes, but I just wrote them on every little square piece of paper. I think I've covered everything. I guess we need to get to looking at some projects, huh? Fair warning, Dave will hand you a broom or the shop vac hose, one of the two. My desk collection works a lot better now. I've got much better desk collection than I had before, so I usually don't make anybody sweep or use the shop vac. But anyhow, let's get to looking at some projects, shall we? I guess I don't. Let's see. I guess I don't really need to present because I'm the only one here. So let me screen share. And y'all let me know if you can't see my screen. I guess I'll be able to tell in a minute. Let's see where okay. We are going to start right here. I've got these set up in the same order that I received the videos. Yeah, okay, I see it over there on the laptop. So this first one is, and by the way, folks, if you haven't got a chance to check out these videos, I just got basically screenshots from the videos, and I do want to give a big shout out to Peter Pasuelo. I saw him out there in the chat earlier. He was the only one that sent me a picture so that I could use it for tonight's show. I forgot. I got to remember, so you guys out there, you know, if I'm still kicking this time next year, somebody remind me to make sure I tell people to not only upload the video, but send me a picture. Because a lot of times the videos were so short and quick, it was hard to get a good screenshot of the project, you know, of the project. So I had to be really quick, and sometimes it took me 2 or 3 tries to get a decent picture. This one, let's see if I can make this a little bigger. This one is by Rob Schuster, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Rob Schuster has put an entry in every year so far. I think this is his 3rd one. So thank you, Rob, for being a good participant in the challenge. But this is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. He had a really good video. Like I said, if you haven't checked these out, you need to go check them out. He shows not just making the project, but he kind of does some teaching too, because he shows you how to use the distort feature. And he's also a Linux CNC user. So if you're a Linux CNC user or plan on being one, you might want to check it out. And also his video is really funny because he has lots of movie puns or things like that in the video. It was very entertaining, and he did an excellent job of finishing this. Looks it's very well done, and did a great job. All right, trying to keep an eye on the chat too. Let's see, 75 watching that. Appreciate you guys. Okay, so like I said, I've got these in the order that they were sent, and this is what I'm talking about. There was no place in the video where I could get a picture of the whole thing. This is about the best I could get from the screenshot. But this screenshot is of David Battershell's project. He made an outdoor snowman with lights. Let's see here. And, you know, when I first looked at it, I'm glad that David mentioned that he was using scrap wood, because when you get to the end and you look at this picture, it almost looks like old Frosty here had a drive-by shooting or something. But I think he says in the video that it's some scrap wood he's using up. So he made good use of that. It's got a, I guess, a carrot stick, or what's supposed to be a carrot stick for a nose, and of course the OSU hat on there. So that was a good project, and I think this thing is pretty big. David, if you're out there in the chat, I think I saw you earlier. How tall is this snowman? I'll wait, give him a minute to answer. Next, we have got, let's see, Dylan's Woodworks in the house. How you doing? Mike Smith, welcome. Don Puckett's in the house. How you doing, Don? Okay, let's move on to, I don't know if David's going to answer or not, but let's move on to the next one. And the next one is the first of 3 entries by Mike Heichu. And I think, oh, there he is, about 3.5 feet tall. Okay, good. In case anybody's wondering, David used his GarageWorks CNC to make that. Okay. Next, like I said, is the first of 3 entries from Mike Heichu. This is a school bus ornament that he made. And I think this is kind of cool because the reason he made a school bus ornament is because he's a school bus driver, and he made a whole bunch of them and I'm assuming he gave them to the kids that ride his bus. So you can get the bus number on there and everything. That's and it says a Christmas ornament, I guess I should say, too. The school bus Christmas ornament. So nice job on that, Mike. Next, we have Harry Ragland in the house. How you doing, Harry? Let's see. We've now got the second entry by Mike Heichu. And again, this was tough to get some pictures of. I actually took a couple because this is a, and Mike, if you're out there and if I describe this wrong, because I'm going from memory from when I watched the video, but this is a piece of acrylic, and I believe he used a diamond drag knife to engrave this. And if I remember correctly, he said that this was 19 inches by 38 inches. And he did it in 2 tiles using the tile feature to do this. So yeah, acrylic sign, diamond drag bit, and he had some LED lights. Like I said, I had to try to get a screenshot. So this one happens to be green, and here it is in the red. And I think it went probably 2 or 3 other colors as well. But that is pretty cool. I really like that one. Well, Mark Lindsay CNC says, "Wow, that's huge." Yeah, that is. That's a big. That's a big thing. 19 by 38, and you can't really tell it from these pictures. But he built a frame for it too. You can't really make that out in these pictures here with the lights off. But very cool project. Very well done, Mike. Next, we have. Get over here and find my little arrow. We have an entry from Mr. Awesome Wood Things, Matt Haas, and he has this Christmas tree. Matt was another one that did a really short video, so I had to, and it's hard, you know, he doesn't show this thing for very long, so I had to keep playing around, rewinding and going back to try to get just the right screenshot, but I finally got a pretty decent one, I think. But this is a very nice project. It's a Christmas tree with the Bible verse. And if you watch the video, he used his small X-Carb, I think is what he has. And he used, so he used the CNC router. He also used a CNC vinyl cutter to cut this part down here. And when he pulls this off, you've got the wood grain showing right there under that. And then he also used a heat transfer, which I'm thinking I need to get with Matt and try to learn more about exactly what tool he's using and all that for right there. But he printed out the verse, I think, with what was it, a laser printer, Matt, I think, or maybe an inkjet. No, maybe it's a laser printer. And he printed it in reverse and then put it on the tree and used that heat transfer method. So that is very, very cool. Toner from a laser printer. Okay, thank you, Matt. Yeah, that's very well done. Great project there. Okay, let's see. We got anybody new? Harry Tasker in the house. I'm trying to catch everybody. If there's anybody new or anybody I missed, let me know. I'll be sure to say hello to you. All right, next we have got, let's see, I think this guy is the only international entry, I believe. And that's, of course, is Mr. Peter Pasquello, otherwise known as CNC Nuts. This was a very cool project. Peter, I think he's still out there. If you will, help me out with the description here. This is, I believe this was some MDF, I think, is what it looked like in the video. And he just made a really cool Santa and Rudolph window decorations. Did a great job painting these, and then also gave everybody a cool tip about the felt marker pens, where you can, because I believe all of this, he had like a little shallow V groove, I think, or I believe it was a V groove. And, you know, so you can take the felt marker and it follows right along, and just a really clean look. These are absolutely fantastic. I love them. And they look great. And thank you so much, Peter, for sending me this picture, so I didn't have to try to get a screenshot. Thank you, Peter. Great job. Oh, and of course, you got to go watch the video, because you know, he brought his sidekick Chip back, and he also had dare I say, a twerking Santa, I think is what he had. But yeah, Chip and Santa were getting down in that video. So great project and a great video, Peter. Yeah, 60-degree V groove, and then just put the felt marker right in there, which is a really cool tip, because I could tell from the comments you got that a lot of people probably never thought of that. That's a great tip. All right, let's move on. Trying to keep it on the time here. We're doing good on time. All right, next we've got the entry from Mr. Carmichael, Steve Carmichael from the Carmichael Workshop. And he made this drum Christmas tree ornament. And if you watch the video, you know, if you haven't, you need to. And by the way, in the show description here, I have links to every participant's YouTube channel. So if you, I think I also have a link to the playlist if you want to hit that and watch all of them, or you can go to each person's YouTube channel, subscribe if you're not, and hit the little bell to get the notifications. But Steve made this Christmas ornament, and as he says in the video, he has purchased a lot of, you know, drum ornaments over the years, but he decided to make this one. So he used his X-Carve to make this one, and I just think it turned out great. You know, of course, Steve's great at the video thing anyway, so that that just came out great. And he did a great job of explaining the steps that he used to make that. And I actually have to confess, I actually laughed out loud when he was talking about he didn't really have the right string that he wanted to use for that drum, but there was no way he was going to go out near the mall on Christmas Eve or whenever it was. So, and I don't blame you a bit, Steve. I don't like to go out anywhere near them crazy folks. All right, let's see. The next one is from Paul Camp of P&G Custom Woodworks. And this, I think I took 2 or 3 pictures of this. This is a Santa Claus. You can see he's got this from this view. He's got the bag of toys over his shoulder here. Here's another view kind of from the front and side. And then here's a view straight on. Now, what was most impressive to me is, and Paul even said that this was his first time doing it, and it came out great, is he had a chunk of wood. Paul, if you're out there, I don't remember the exact dimensions. You said the wood was, and you can even put how tall Santa is and all that. But he did a 4-sided, not 2-sided, not 3-sided, but 4-sided carving to get this. And in the video, he shows how he made a fixture, how he indexed it or referenced it to, when he flipped it to get all this to come out. So really cool that it came out like that. I mean, it's really nice. So that was good, Paul. Enjoyed watching that video. All righty, let's see. I know the chat's running a little bit behind when I'm talking, so I was looking to see if he's still out there and said. There he is, 11.5 inches by 4.48. But yeah, that was really cool to watch. And all of this 3D carving, yeah, no rotary axis, just taking the piece of material, and you had to make sure you got it exactly the same height and all, and set it in there, carved, rough pass, finish pass, and then flip. And I know if I was doing it, I would have been holding my breath, before, because that takes a lot of time to do that kind of carving, especially the finish passes, and get that detail. And, I would have been thinking for sure that on the very last one, it would mess up or something wouldn't line up or whatever, but that came out really nice. So good job, Paul. All right. Let's move on to, now we've got the first entry from the Avaris Creations Camp. This one is the one by Rebecca. And I took this picture. I wanted to show this picture here so that you can see that obviously they have a Gatton CNC, but I wanted to show that he has the laser over here mounted on the side. And Carlo or Rebecca, whichever one of you's out there, I believe, if I wasn't mistaken, that's hooked on there with a magnet, I think, where you can just pop it on and off real easy. I think that's what he said, or maybe it was she said it. I don't remember. But anyway, made a angel. Like I said, I want to take that picture so you can see how he's got his looks like a 890 series router, Porter cable router, and then he has the laser, and I think he has the JTech photonic laser as well. Yes, JTech that has magnet mount. Yeah, I'm going to have to check into that. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another laser. I kind of took the one I had and put it out there in my shop on my GarageWorks out there, but I spend most of the time on my Gatton out there in my garage. So I think I'm going to get another one. And I saw that I like the magnetic thing, and also somebody, I thought it might have been you, had looked like it had some kind of like shielding thing around it. Uh, you'll have to tell me about that if you were the one that had that. Okay, so let me move on to the next picture here. Here's another picture of it, and you can see that it was the CNC router did the angel, and then they used. Let me go back to. I didn't mention the little pocketed fixture that they made, which is the way I like to do things. I like to make a pocket. Okay, it's a 3.8 watt. Okay. The mount does have the built-in. Yeah. Okay. I thought that it was you that I saw that, and I was really impressed by that. They didn't have that back when I got my laser. You just get the little cool red-looking glasses. Okay, but yeah. So there's the pocket fixture that Rebecca just kind of set this thing down in to reference it, and then laser engraved the or laser burned, whatever you want to call it, the Merry Christmas on there, and that came out very nice. And then here it is hanging on their tree. And again, if you haven't seen this video, go check it out. Their new shop foreman Boaz was not a happy camper, I think, when she was trying to put this on the tree. I felt bad for her because he was a little fussy, but I'm sure he got better after Santa came. So, all right. Next, we have the second entry from the Averis Creations Camp. This one, I think Rebecca made Carlo do the work. But this is a nativity scene candle holder. And I've got some other pictures. You can see it's a 4-sided thing, and it just kind of slot, tab A into slot B or something like that. It just all slotted where it goes together. Let me click another picture. There's kind of a view from the corner. You get a better idea of how that looks. So that's a very cool project. And there it is once again with the candle down below, it looks like. So that turned out very nice. Okay, let's see who we've got next here. Okay, next I've got some really quick videos. And you talk about hard to get a screenshot. It was really tough on these, but my buddy Javi did 4 video. Actually, when he first sent me the video, he had all 4 of them in one thing, and I go, hey, there's supposed to be like, I said you can do as many projects as you want. They need to all be in a separate video. So he went and broke them up, but they're all real short. They're like 20, 30, less than 30 seconds, most of them. So anyway, here is the first one, and this is a Jesus on the cross with the crown of thorns, and I believe he said he got this artwork from Steve Nealon at Tornado Media, I believe. Steve, if you're out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's where he got that pattern. So there's the first one. The second one is, now you have to sing this to the tune of Here Comes Santa Claus. So it's Here Comes Amazon, right down my driveway, it says. So that was the second one. And let's go on here. Here's a couple of signs he made. Again, I couldn't get a screenshot because he had it panning across. But this says, if you have trouble reading, it says, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but if the white runs out, I'll drink the red. And it's got a couple of wine glasses there. And then, of course, Merry Christmas. So I've seen that one before on Facebook, I think, as a meme or something. No, you don't want to hear me sing, Peter. I sing in the key of off. So you don't want to hear me sing. Although I wish I could sing, because there's something coming up that is kind of cool. All right, this is the fourth and final one from Javi. It's got the Santa Claus kneeling over the baby Jesus, and to the right it says Jesus is the reason for the season. So thank you, Javi, for internet. And none of these, I don't think. Let's see. That one doesn't look okay. That one, he's got some kind of finish on there. He mentions in the video that he finishes them with Danish oil, walnut, or natural on each of the projects, but I don't know that any of these pictures. No, I think that one's still raw. That one's obviously raw, and that one looks raw. He might have some kind of stain on that one, and then it looks like that one's raw. So anyway, we don't really know how they look once he finish sanding them and all that. So all right, let's see, where am I at here? Okay, the next one is the third and final entry from Mike Haichu. And you might not be able to tell what this is, and I'd be able to see it a little better, but this, and Mike, if you're out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is either, I think, a mason jar or a ball jar, like a ball canning jar. And he makes these, well, if you watch the video, you'll see he hollows this out on the other side and then flips them over and engraves them, and then he glues in the little ring that screws on. So yeah, so here's a little better picture. Again, I'm trying to get screenshots, and here you can see the jar lid, but you can't really tell that that's a jar under there. But I believe it's I would call them a ball jar or a mason jar. I always think of the old ball canning jars, because I know when he glued the metal piece in, it didn't have that little top, the little sealer where when you're canning stuff and you stick them in that thing and they pop or something. I don't know how all that works, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, that was the third entry from Mike Haichi. I thought that was really, something different, something you probably wouldn't expect to see. P&G, Paul Camp says, I don't like the stain. It's real easy to ruin a project with color appearance. Yeah, it is. I don't like to do, that's why I don't do many projects where I have to put any finish on them, because, if it's not something I can just take a rattle can of lacquer and spray, I don't like messing with it, because it's too much work, especially the painting stuff. That's why I really give kudos to the folks that take time to paint their projects and all, because they do look great once you get them done. It's just not my thing. Don't have a steady enough hand. Okay, so that's the third. Oh, and also I wanted to mention, like I said, this is the nativity scene on a mason jar lid. And if you watch the video, he had a pretty neat looking clamping fixture. You probably want to go check that out. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess technically you could put one of these on a mayonnaise jar if you wanted to. But yeah, that's a really neat idea. I like that. And it would make great, if you're giving candy and nuts and different, all the kind of stuff you have at Christmas time, giving those away as gifts, which that might be what this is for, because I see the bow on the jar. But yeah. Okay, so we've got just 2 or 3 left here. But go check out that video, and like I said, he's got a kind of neat clamping fixture. I'd like to find out more about that. Moving on, we have a 3D star ornament. I guess that's what I'm calling this. Let's see. I don't know if I took more than one screenshot. Yeah, there it is on the tree. Again, I apologize if these aren't perfectly clear because I was trying to get a decent screenshot. That picture is probably a little better. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, he did the, the carving and made two stars and then two halves and then glued them together to get both sides. So, yeah. Okay. So thank you, Harry. That's a nice project. And again, it has it hanging on the tree here. All right. Let's see. Patrick's is in the house. How you doing, Patrick's? I guess I better hurry up. 8:51. Also, if anybody's watching the Alabama game, you can let me know score update. They're supposed to be playing Oklahoma tonight, I believe, and wouldn't you know it, it's on ESPN. So all I have is a regular high def antenna. I don't pay for any of this stuff. I got so tired of what was it I had? I can't even remember now. The one with the satellite dish. But yeah, I got rid of those years ago. Okay, so the next one we have is from Andrew Haig. And again, I had a heck of a time trying to get a picture of the whole thing. And this is about the best I could get. And I apologize for it being kind of upside down. But you can see it is he said he got these files from Vectric. And it's a sled. Andrew, if you're out there, if you could give us a size 14 nothing Bama. Good. That's about what I figured. Roll Tide. But anyway, this is a nice little sled. I don't know what you call. I guess a Christmas decoration. It says Merry Christmas, and then it says the Haig family down near the bottom, which is on the top in this picture. And then, of course, it's got the date. So you can make one of these every year. 21 nothing Tide. All right, sweet. That was quick. 18 inches long, Andrew says. And I do want to point out, if you haven't, again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but if you haven't watched this video, go check it out because one, Andrew Haig has probably one of the best looking Gatton CNC machines out there. There's a lot of good looking ones, but Andrew has really got his decked out, got some cool engraving, or I don't know whether it's laser engraving, I think, on his. Just really good looking Gatton CNC. So it's always fun to watch that. And the other thing too is he got his kids involved as they help paint and use markers. So this was truly a family project. So that Steve Carmichael said, make a sled for each foot. Yeah, I guess you could. But yeah, that was a great project, Andrew. Thank you so much for entering in, and tell your kids they did a great job. That thing looks awesome. Okay, we've got one more video entry that we had. And I'm going to give a shout out to, I think I saw him out there, Greg Euler. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's Oyler. I'm going to say it's Euler. But anyway, he sent a video in. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I wish I could sing, and I'm not going to, run you all off of here by trying to sing this. But he composed this song, and this was what impressed me so much, is that he went to all this trouble to not just put out a video, but to compose this song. Now, I had to had to take a shot of each one because this is how he was doing the screens, the transitions. But you have to sing this song to the tune of, obviously, Frosty the Snowman. So instead of Frosty the Snowman, it's Gregory the Builder. Was a jolly happy man with a CNC. He built himself a computer and a plan. So there's the first one. Gregory the Builder made sawdust night and day, and he was surprised when before his eyes his CNC came to life that day. There must have been some magic in that home-built CNC, for when he turned it on today, it began to dance around. That little CNC was alive as it could be, and the children saw the router draw cool signs for all to see. Guy did a great job writing this song here. Gregory the Builder knew that CNC was tired, but he said, "Let's run and get her done. Now before you melt your wires." So out to his garage with a sign blank in his hand, running here and there, carving out the square, waiting for the sawdust to land. The CNC carved up and down, but it really was a flop, and it only paused a moment when the G code hollered stop. I know I can't even say it without laughing. It's hilarious to me. Just fantastic. I love this. But Gregory the Builder knew the Gatton was the key, so he grabbed his pen to write Santa again. Now he has to wait and see. So, oh yeah, there's still more here. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump. The Gatton is the best. I love it. Anyway, fantastic job, Greg. And here is what he was making with his CNC. Although it's not a Gatton CNC. And I had to take this. He was kind of scrolling or panning up on this, so I had to take this in 2 shots. But he says he was engraving his letter to Santa. He says, "Dear Santa, this year I've been good. Here is my Christmas wish list. I want a Gatton CNC. I need a Gatton CNC. I'll wear a Gatton CNC shirt. I'll read Gatton CNC plans. Your friend." Greg, now is that not cool or what? That was really awesome. So thank you so much, Greg, for that entry. That one had me going, I gotta say. That was great. Okay, so man, I didn't know it was going to take me this long to talk through all these pictures. We're going to go back through now. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to give you my top 6. And again, like I said, the way this will work is the videos that I picked in the top 6, whoever's number 1, I will send them an email with a list of the choices for the prizes. They'll pick which one they want, send the email back to me, and then I'll mark that one off the list and send a new list to number 2 and so on. So we'll go through the top 6 that way. They'll have their pick of the whole list of prizes, and then everybody else that entered, like I said, I'll be sending an email to them with a list of a bunch of different router bits, and you can pick which router bit you'd like to have, and I will get that and get it sent to you. Probably what I'll do, I'm a big Amazon shopper, so probably what I'll do is just buy it through Amazon, which is where I buy all my router bits anyway. And these will be CMT bits, by the way. They'll be good ones, not what is that one Hobby's always talking about, Vermont American or something like that. But yeah, these will be good bits. But yeah, I'll probably just purchase them through Amazon and then have it drop shipped straight from Amazon to you guys. So it won't have to send it here to me and then me turn around and send it to you. So, anywho, all right, we're going to start off with the top 6. I'm going to start with number 6. We'll work our way down to number 1. Let's see what I've got here. This was a really cool project. Let me see if I can go back to it. right here, Mr. Andrew Haig is the number 6 choice for this year's challenge. So Andrew, you'll be getting a email as well, everybody will, but you'll be getting an email and with a list of what you'd like to pick from. So that's our number 6. Thank you very much, Andrew. And again, I think Andrew has entered either every year or at least the last couple of years, I think. Maybe every year, I'm not sure. But thank you for your support and your participation in the challenge, Andrew. I appreciate it very much. All right, next, number 5. Let me see if I can go find where number 5 was. There was number 5. There's number 5, Mr. Steve Carmichael from Carmichael Workshop. I think this is, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if Steve's been in the challenge before or not. This might be his first year, but just an awesome project. Very well done. Nice design. Just in a great video on top of all that too. So number 5 is Mr. Steve Carmichael. Thanks again, Steve, for your support and participation in the challenge. Next, we have this guy right here, Mr. Peter Pasuelo of CNC Nuts. And I want to mention too, these top 6, you know, I narrowed it down to these top 6, but any of these 6, you know, they could be any order. It was really tough to you know, try to put them in any kind of an order, but I knew I had to so that I could send the list out and do the prizes the way I was going to do. But anyway, Peter Pasuelo, Mr. CNC Nuts, and Chip, and the Torquing Santa. They are the number 4 video. So thank you. As always, thank you for your support, Peter. And thank you so much for participating again this year. I look forward to seeing your entry in Torquing Santa and Chip or whatever else new you may come up with. Look forward to seeing you again next year. Okay, number 3 is, let's see, which way? Let's see, I think it's this way. Number 3 is this guy right here, Mr. Matt Haas from Awesome Wood Things. He did a fantastic job on this this little project right here. And like I said, Matt, I'll be getting in touch with you to learn more about that heat transfer method you use. And I don't know what kind of tool you used, if you just use like a soldering thing or wood burning thing. I'm not sure how that works. So I'll try to pick your brain about that. So number 3 is Mr. Matt Haas. Well done. Let's see here. Who is number 2? All right, number 2 is this one right here, Mr. Mike Haichu. And I hope I'm saying your name right, Mike. I'm saying it kind of the way it, well, it's like height and then chew, so I guess it's Haichu. Anyway, I think this one was really cool. I like it that, you know, you said it was 19 by 38, so it's big. It's cool because it's flashing lights. It's something that you could put in your window of your house or even on your front porch, and everybody from the street, you know, is easily going to be able to tell what it says because it's so big. So I thought that was very cool. So that is a great project there, Mike. Thank you very much for your support. I think this was Mike's first time entering the challenge, but he made up for it by entering 3 videos. So this is the 3rd challenge. So thanks so much for your participation, Mike. I appreciate it very much. So that's number 2. Let's see who's number 1 here. We got one project left. Let me see. I don't remember where it was. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way. One project left. And the number one project is Mr. Rob Schuster of, well, I don't think he has a shop name. Now that I think about it, I think it's just Rob Schuster. Rob Schuster has entered the challenge before, always done a great job. And this is just a really very well done project. The video was well done, which doesn't really count as far as the, which one I like the best, because it's all about the project. But I did like how he, kind of gave some lessons on how to do stuff, as well as, just shooting the video. But that's, that's something you could put out every year at Christmas. And it's just a fantastic job. So, like I said, I will be sending out an email with the list of choices for the prizes. We'll, send it to Rob first, then Mike, then Matt, then Peter, then Steve, then Andrew, and then everybody else will get one. We'll make sure that every person that entered gets at least a router bit or something. So that's how we're gonna do that. And now there's one more thing that I want. I hope he's still out there. But there's one more little thing I wanted to mention. Let me click back here while I'm still sharing. Get back to these pictures. Okay, if I can get to it. I was really impressed with the time that Greg spent writing this song, doing this video, just all this stuff. It was just great. I loved it. It's funny. It's and apparently the guy wants a Gatton CNC. So let's take a look here. I got one more picture of Greg's here. This is a picture. Here you can see his Santa's wish list here on this table. And this is what poor old Greg is working with right now. He's got what looks to be a machine made out of MDF with looks like a 5-pound dumbbell wire tied to the top of the Z box. So I don't know. He says he's been good, and I'm going to take him at his word. So Greg, if you're out there still, I'm going to send you a free Gatton CNC kit. So I'll be checking your email and getting that to you in the mail. It may be a while before. Peter says, I like the anti-backlash weight. Yeah. I'm wondering, I don't know if that's supposed to hold the front of the, because if he's got flex where when it goes to carve, it'll push up. So I don't know. Is Greg still out there? Maybe he's already left. But yeah, Greg, I'm going to send you a free Gatton CNC kit. It'll probably be after the first of the year before I get a chance to get it cut. Seeing as how we've only got a couple of days left in this year, but I will get one sent to you. And maybe you'll the only help with chatter. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. It's kind of help holding the front end down. Well, hopefully, Greg. Now, the only stipulation, I'm going to send you a free CNC Gatton kit. but the only stipulation is you have to enter the Gatton CNC Challenge next year. So, and you won't have to write a song next year if you don't want to. So, anyhow, let me stop sharing here. Let's see, where am I at here? Up. All righty. Well, that was fun. I hope everybody enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Best part was you didn't have to look at my face for most of the night because I was screen sharing all night. But okay, let's again before we get out of here. Thank you all for the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Yeah, thanks for that one too. I don't know who that was. I always get them. So I'd be disappointed if I didn't get one. Really. Let's again thank the sponsors. Like I said, Klingspor Woodworking is doing a $25 gift certificate. Rockler Woodworking and Hardware is doing. They're donating a set of, and I believe it's a set of 4. I think so. The Rockler clamps. They're great clamps. I've used them for a long time. The handheld pendant, once again, donated by Roy Baker. Thank you so much, Roy, for that. That's a heck of a donation right there. I'm telling you, that's a really, really nice hand wheel pendant. I've got one exactly like it, and I love mine. Like I said, Carl Whitaker did a $50 donation, and with it, this is mine just so I'd have something to show. But I'm going to get a Mach 3 pendant like this. These are cool too. In fact, that's why Roy donated that other one. He said he preferred to use this one. I guess maybe because it's got maybe a few less buttons and stuff. But this I'm getting one of these. I'm also getting a touch plate. Little round touch plate deal so you can set your Z, and that's from the $50 donation from my buddy Carl Whitaker. Also got the Raspberry Pi 3 with the Protoneer drivers and all that stuff, CNC hat and all that. And then, of course, like I said, I'll be sending emails out with to make sure everybody gets something with various CMT router bits, and they don't pay me anything to use their bits. It's just the ones that I like the best. I've used Whiteside and Freud and Amana and CMT, but CMT is always the ones. After using a bunch of them for a long time, they're the ones that are my favorite. So maybe when you get one, they'll be your favorite. All right. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch tonight and watch whenever you do. I appreciate it so much. It wouldn't be worth getting on here doing any of this stuff if it wasn't for you guys tuning in. Ryan, I expect an entry out of you next year, buddy. I don't know what. I know you were on vacation at some, I don't know, island thing or something. You made me mad every time you posted pictures because I wasn't there. But yeah. Okay, so I think we've covered everything. Again, let's keep Michael Murray's daughter in our thoughts and prayers. Hopefully they'll come up with some good news there. And I guess that's let's see. I thank the sponsors. I thank the viewers. I think that's about it. I guess the only thing left to do is say Happy New Year. Everybody be safe. Over the New Year, don't drink and drive. Don't drive and drink. Don't text and drive for sure. Just be safe. Have a good, safe New Year. And we'll hope everybody has a prosperous 2019. I know I'm looking forward to 2019. Not that 2018 was bad. It was a good year. But always look forward to the new year. And as far as the CNC with Dave Gatton show goes, I'm probably going to take the first couple of Saturdays off in January. just to catch up on some other things that I've got going on. I haven't had a chance between Christmas and all the other stuff. I'm behind on some stuff. So, and I got to cut Greg's Gatton CNC kit. So, anyway, I'll probably take the first 2 Saturdays off, but I thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Again, Happy New Year and good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.